driving the all-new generation of the Suzuki Jimny. Join us. Let's go. In the front we can already see this very iconic shape and, well, this special color of course adds some more to this emotional feature of that vehicle. And what you can also see are those approaching angles here. 36 degrees approaching angle in the front and even 48 descending angle in the rear, so still real off-road capable. The length is at 3.65 meters, 12 foot or 144 inches. 15-inch rims, very interesting also together with those winter tires. They look more balloonish. Then again, this very well off-road accentuated wheel arches together with the contrasting mirror caps and also the black contrast roof with a small rail here. You can see everything is so upright and straight. The rear with a classic replacement tire right there, and that's also the reason why the hatch is opening like this and not in a folding up way. All those classic off-road vehicles who have the replacement tire there would be too heavy to flip them up, so they open in that way. Lights here stand out a little bit at the lower end, so again with the contrasting black color at the lower part. Works very well, especially if you pick this car here in very bright colors. So easy as for the engine department today, because it's just one engine, the 1.5 liter naturally aspirated petrol engine with 100 horsepower, 13 seconds acceleration to 100 kilometers an hour or 62 miles an hour, either with a 5-speed manual or, wait for it, a 4-speed automatic gearbox. Let's take a look at that interior together. You can see very slim doors, hardly any spot to put something, but then again it's really room saving. Also rather simple layout for the rest of the interior, but again with some angular touches next to this round steering wheel, like here with the instruments with this angular setup. Then those fabric seats, you see they offer enough room already and also quite rugged from the structure, but they feel good, so overall well done. This is the very long gear stick for the manual gearbox, and then there's the secondary gear stick. There you switch from rear-wheel drive to the permanent all-wheel drive, and even can press down to go for the off-road gear reduction, the low gear. Really interesting. This is still the real off-road character, and you can see even a very open middle lower console, classic handbrake, and also seat heating optional in this comfort trim, next to some cup holders and some more small cubby holes. And I already show you right here the place to put your smartphone. There's a 12-volt power supply right, and left there's a USB port where you can put it in. My iPhone X, it directly fits in there. If it's any longer, it won't fit anymore. And another funny detail is that the window levers are right there for the automatic window control. Interesting to have it right there in this middle position. Getting inside here is super easy, such an open wide space, and it's also a comfortable seating position for taller drivers. I'm 1.86 m or 6'1", still have enough headroom, no problem. The seats are comfortable, all manually. Get it all the way back or maybe just one click in the front. Also the back part of the seat is adjustable just like this. The steering wheel unfortunately only in height, and the whole column basically falls down, so not adjustable in reach. As a tall driver, you just put it in the very highest position. Interior overview, nicely done with the screw right there and the panic handle for the co-driver in off-road situations. The infotainment system stands quite out, soon more details to that. You You can get also with an internal GPS if you pay the extra price for the so-called comfort trim. Other than that, you can also go with a base version. The steering wheel is quite compact and tiny, but fits the car very well. Again, those screw details here at the instruments, I like this angular style right there. And kept simple here also then with the vent strength control and also with the climate control here for warmer and colder. So also very well to see and easy to control while driving. Infotainment screen details, you can see it right here. This is the main menu. You can connect your phone via Bluetooth, but when you have the CarPlay connected, then no matter if you press the upper part or the lower part here, you get to the smartphone connection, but that's totally okay as a good solution. Also car internal GPS, you can also use it like this with pinch and zoom, so it could be a little bit more responsive, but overall the simplicity of the system is quite good. You can also change the volume right here, so they kept it simple and so it's easy to learn. Volume can be also controlled at the steering wheel, by the way. Getting in the rear is better here from the co-driver side, because when you then turn this lever here, it can somehow vary the angle of the seat, but if you put it all the way to the front, then you can directly also slide it forward for the entry into the rear. Well, and then it looks like this, so when I would keep the driver's seat as I would be driving, there's actually not a real chance to get behind here. This is, not really working, so it need to be a smaller driver, or if the co-driver, and there's a small foot pedal right here. It's very interesting. So if I do it like this, maybe like this, so, and then if the co-driver wouldn't be too tall, that would still be working, so I could still sit here. So with 3 adults, this does work. That's how the trunk looks like when the seats are flipped up. Basically nothing. Then you use this straps here, and then you can put 2 levels like this, put them all straight, just for little things. Then you can also secure luggage that doesn't fly all over the place. That would be when you, for example, have something very slim to carry. And then you can put them all the way like this. They have this rugged ground floor cover here. And I really wonder, is that possible when the seats are upright, not in this lean back position? Can you close the trunk like this? Because that would be a good way to secure your luggage, not unlike I will do in the driving part. Yes, it's possible. Welcome to Thomas's driving lounge. A special part here today with the Suzuki Jimny, and this is also one thing this vehicle is about. I immediately have to start laughing. It's a fun car, that's really clear. Of course also while driving. And well, it starts right here with the seating position, because it is super small, but then again you sit very high and upright, have this off-road feeling immediately. The naturally aspirated petrol engine 1.5 sounds also a little bit old school. It doesn't sound that refined, but that also again fits to the overall character of the vehicle. So, what's my conclusion from driving the Suzuki Jimny in this new generation? Definitely an authentic, unique driving experience. It feels like driving a 1980s small truck, suspension-wise, shifting-wise, steering-wise. It has this off-road character with the indirect, imprecise steering, and of course the off-road gear reduction. You drive it rear-wheel drive all the time on the street. You would go to the all-wheel drive when you are in off-road situations, because otherwise if you would use the off-road drive, the four-wheel drive, while being on the road, it would basically create tension on the whole system. This is not a new all-wheel drive where you have like this on-demand system with a clutch. This is still the real deal permanent all-wheel drive, which you can put in. Then you should only use it for off-road situations where you also, don't steer that much and so on. This is all somehow negative for the approaches of thinking, oh, this car looks very cool, this is a very interesting luggage again flying all over the place while braking. You know, it's not a lifestyle SUV to drive comfortably in the city around. This is, you know, what maybe some people expect because see, oh, this is such a cute design, I really love that, that's so cool. But you know, I think it would be more suitable if you live in Tuscany and drive up your farmland or so and have this very narrow corners on soft off-road surfaces or something. That would be, you know, a suitable use for this vehicle, definitely. If you want to use it as a city street SUV, then you have to be aware of those disadvantages of the off-road culture this car has. Then again, if you need it for an off-road use, then it would be rather the suitable one for that. Or you just say, I found this car so cool and so cute, I don't care about the negative street driving implications. It's just fun. And clearly I can also say, despite everything where you can maybe also have, you know, a little laugh at, it is surely still a fun vehicle to drive. And now to our conclusion for today with the Suzuki Jimny. Clearly, on the exterior, it's such a likable vehicle, especially here in this very prominent color. It is so unique on the market and especially at that price. I really love the concept that you have such a small, such a tiny vehicle, still have decent room on the interior, have this very iconic styling, the whole vehicle concept, you know, where cars get bigger and bigger and bigger. This one here remains small but still offers so much. But as for driving this one, especially on the street, using it as a lifestyle SUV, I think that's not really suitable, so I was not that, you know, keen on driving that vehicle on the street for a longer period of time. That's the disadvantage of this vehicle, that's not living up to modern standards as for this respect. Clearly, you can see this off-road focus of that vehicle, and if you still use it for off-road drive, then it's still very suitable. Other than that, you have to like it so much that you can forget about these disadvantages while road driving. So what do you think? Tell me your comments right there. Thank you so much for tuning in. And by the way, just as a final consumption info, yes, on motorway, this one here has a higher consumption, about 8 liters, 1 kilometers, 29 mpg, 34 mpg UK. However, if you just use it in the street, then calm driving, slow driving, still as a street lifestyle SUV or something, then you can also score some lower liter figures, you know, something about 6 to 7 liters or 1 kilometers, which would be then more than 30 mpg US or more than 40 mpg UK. That's so far it from me, from Thomas, with our Autogefühl episode. Please tune in next time.